Good morning, everyone. Welcome to M1. In about 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you're just coming in and joining us, make yourselves comfortable. We do have coffee in the foyer right next to the Ferrari. And again, welcome to M1. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes.
One word, awesome.
We're here in Pontiac, Michigan. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. We've got all these phenomenal cars that we can drive out on the racetrack. It doesn't get any better than this.
This is American Speed Festival. It is the inaugural event here at M1 Concourse.
It was really 4 days of incredible car guy entertainment.
I'm amazed at how many incredible cars they've got here. When you ring up and say, hey, we'd like your car to be at the American Speed Festival, everybody says, well, what's that? And you've got to start from scratch, so it's very difficult. Tim McGrane and the crew here have done a very good job. They've got a great collection of cars, good cars off the track, but there's a massive collection of cars here.
Thursday started off with our dine and drive tour. Drove out to Ken Lingenfelter's shop, got a private tour of his collection, onto the Automotive Hall of Fame for a strolling lunch, and then finally over to the Henry Ford to check out the new motorsports exhibit. Then back here to the M1 Concourse for our Motor Grill, which was the kickoff party for the American Speed Festival.
My favorite part was lunch. It was so good. They had the poke bowls with tuna, ahi tuna. But another great thing is we went to 3 places I'd never been before.
Friday and Saturday, on-track action.
This has been a fantastic event. We're really pleased to be a part of the American Speed Festival. We've got great weather out here, great cars. People are having a wonderful time, and it's fun. You see a mix of a little bit of everything out there on the track. Nothing quite like the sweepstakes, but great stuff.
The thing I like most about the American Speed Festival is the opportunity to bring such a wide plethora of motorsports history that really matters to everybody. The public gets to be here and see things, but more than just a museum, things are actually moving. Like we got a wild Chevy-powered Devon going by right now, and just parked behind me are the absolutely famous chaparrals.
The chaparrals here, that's just unheard of. Chaparrals are just never out.
I mean, of course, the chaparral is a feature mark here, and you can't not appreciate those cars. I mean, they're fantastic.
It's surprisingly rare that we get to bring the chaparrals to an event. It's once every 2 to 5 years to have this assemblage of cars. It's been over a decade since we've had this many chaparrals out of an event, and it's just really special.
Everybody that saw them, especially the 2 high-wing cars, driving around the track in formation, that was a magical moment.
This is a terrific weekend. Not only were we able to see some amazing vehicles all in one place, doing what they were meant to do, which was be on the track. I was on the track with an Enzo Ferrari, a LaFerrari, and some amazing Ferrari challenge cars, to name a few.
Tons of cool cars, tons of good sounds.
Pretty sweet so far.
Yeah, tons of good smells, like nice fuel burning.
Great time, the competitors, the participants, as well as the fans that are here. And
we had a garage reveal.
I think it's awesome. The thing I like best about it is that a lot of the car garage owners open up their facilities so that we can come in here and get a sneak peek behind the door instead of just looking over the fence.
I actually got to see a couple of garages that I hadn't seen since I've been here.
This year we launched the Checkered Flag Challenge and the Checkered Flag Ball here at the M1 Concourse.
It's also where we are going to present the American Speed Festival's Master of Motorsports Award, and that will be presented to Jim Hall. He's going to be in the room virtually, and his son's going to be received the award in person.
If you haven't had a chance, go on to M1's and the American Speed Festival YouTube channel, where there's over 15 hours of footage posted from our friends at Speed Sport TV.
So American Speed Festival will return. We're going to set a traditional date. It's going to be the first weekend in October.
So any of you historians out there, if you want to have an idea of what we're thinking about doing, get your calendars out and take a look at the marks that are celebrating
very significant birthdays, and it'll give you an idea of what's coming up in the future.
It's just been fun.
Can't wait till next year.
Information about all that we do here, we have a website, M1 Concourse.com, or specific to American Speed Festival, AmericanSpeedFestival.com.
And I don't think I'll ever be able to experience that again until perhaps next year, American Speed Festival.
Oh, the variety of cars that are here is stunning. It's just stunning. There's so many different types of vehicles that you won't see anywhere else.
Woodward Dream Show. Absolute blast so far. Looking forward to really hanging out with a whole bunch of other cool car guys, seeing a bunch of nice cool builds, and just talking cars all weekend long.
This weekend here at M1 Concourse, we launched the first inaugural Woodward Dream Show. We had just an unbelievable collection of vehicles that helped shape Woodward Avenue.
It's a place that anybody who's ever had a car, if you wanted a cool hangout, this would be the place to come.
It's pretty amazing that you can do everything all in one weekend. You can go around the track, you can win a car show, we can meet different people and see different cars from different lifestyles.
This is our way to celebrate automotive car culture here in North America.
We're just really excited to be here. I can't wait. And plus, you know, the food and the drink tickets and the atmosphere and the museum quality cars over there, you can't beat it. And I've never been here before, so it was a win-win-win.
There's fabulous movie cars to see. There's fabulous drag cars to see. Hey, you gotta come see the Black Ghost.
Woodward just brings so much excitement for everybody, and just to see, you know, the special cars, the rarity of them, and just the meaning behind it for me is all that matters.
So this is our inaugural Woodward Dream Show, which means we're coming back next year. So make your plans, and we will do a bigger and better show. We got great response from this year. We've already had some of our entrants say we want to bring more cars. So we're looking forward to exciting. So make plans this year to attend the 2022 Woodward Dream Show. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to M1. We're going to go ahead and get started. So if everybody'd like to come on in, grab a seat, make yourselves comfortable. If you need a quick refill on coffee, it's in the back. So yeah, welcome to M1. If everybody go ahead and get seated, we'll start in just a moment. Thank you. One word, awesome.
We're here in Pontiac, Michigan. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. We've got all these phenomenal cars that we can drive out on the racetrack. It doesn't get any better than this.
This is American Speed Festival. It is the inaugural event here at M1 Concourse.
It was really 4 days of incredible car guy entertainment.
I'm amazed at how many incredible cars they've got here. When you ring up and say, hey, we'd like your car to be at the American Speed Festival, and everybody says, well, what's that? And you've got to start from scratch, so it's very difficult. Tim McGrane and the crew here have done a very good job. They've got a great collection of cars, good cars on the track, but there's a massive collection of cars here.
Thursday started off with our Dine and Drive tour. Drove out to Ken Lingenfelter's shop, got a private tour of his collection, onto the Automotive Hall of Fame for a strolling lunch, and then finally over to the Henry Ford to check out the new motorsports exhibit. Then back here to the M1 Concourse for our Motor Grill, which was a kickoff party for the American Speed Festival.
My favorite part was lunch. It was so good. They had the poke bowls with tuna.
Ahi tuna.
But
was
another
fat.
great thing is we went to 3 places I'd never been before.
Friday and Saturday, on-track action.
This has been a fantastic event. We're really pleased to be a part of the American Speed Festival. We've got great weather out here, great cars. People are having a wonderful time. And it's fun. You see a mix of a little bit of everything out there on the track. Nothing quite like the sweepstakes, but great stuff.
The thing I like most about the American Speed Festival is the opportunity to bring such a wide plethora of motorsports history that really matters to everybody. The public gets to be here and see things, but more than just a museum, things are actually moving. Like we got a wild Chevy-powered Devon going by right now, and just parked behind me are the absolutely famous chaparrals.
The chaparrals here, that's just unheard of. Chaparrals are just never out.
I mean, of course, the Chaparral is a feature mark here, and you can't not appreciate those cars. I mean, they're fantastic.
It's surprisingly rare that we get to bring the chaparrals to an event. It's once every 2 to 5 years to have this assemblage of cars. It's been over a decade since we've had this many chaparrals out of an event, and it's just really special.
Everybody that saw them, especially the 2 high-wing cars, driving around the track in formation, that was a magical moment.
This is a terrific weekend. Not only were we able to see some amazing vehicles all in one place, doing what they were meant to do, which was be on the track. I was on the track with an Enzo Ferrari, a LaFerrari, and some amazing Ferrari challenge cars, to name a few.
Tons of cool cars, tons of good sounds.
Pretty sweet so far.
Yeah, tons of good smells, like nice fuel burning.
Great time, the competitors, the participants, as well as the fans that are here. And
we had a garage reveal.
I think it's awesome. The thing I like best about it is that a lot of the car garage owners open up their facilities so that we can come in here and get a sneak peek behind the door instead of just looking over the fence.
I actually got to see a couple of garages that I hadn't seen since I've been here.
This year we launched the Checkered Flag Challenge and the Checkered Flag Ball here at the M1 Concourse.
It's also where we are going to present the American Speed Festival's Master of Motorsports Award, and that will be presented to Jim Hall. He's going to be in the room virtually, and his son's going to be received the award in person.
If you haven't had a chance, go on to M1's in the American Speed Festival YouTube channel, where there's over 15 hours of footage posted from our friends at Speed Sport TV.
So American Speed Festival will return. We're going to set a traditional date. It's going to be the first weekend in October.
So any of you historians out there, if you want to have an idea of what we're thinking about doing, get your calendars out and take a look at the marks that are celebrating very significant birthdays, and it'll give you an idea of what's coming up in the future.
It's just been fun. Can't wait till next year.
Information about all that we do here, we have a website, M1Concourse.com, or specific to American Speed Festival, AmericanSpeedFestival.com.
And I don't think I'll ever be able to experience that again until perhaps next year's American Speed Festival.
Oh, the variety of cars that are here is stunning. It's just stunning. There's so many different types of vehicles that you won't see anywhere else.
Woodward Dream Show.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the M1 Concourse. I see a few people just joining us. Plenty of room here for some seats. My name is Dave Sherman. I'm Vice President responsible for all of our signature events here at M1. And today we're going to be taking you through our entire season of events and activities that are going to be celebrating all things automotive here at the M1 Concourse. We're going to cover our Cars and Coffee series. This year we've themed them, and we added a special element to Cars and Coffee. We call it our Off the Grid speaker series. To give you an idea how popular it was, our first one, which is always on the first Saturday of the month, back in April, when it was a warm 37 degrees out, but the sun was shining, we had 800 cars show up and over 2,000 people. And that was just the kickoff in April. So it shows that this location and the things that we are doing, it's starting to draw in and embrace people that have octane running through their veins just like I do. So we're going to cover Cars and Coffee in our speaker series today. We're going to cover the Woodward Dream Show that we have, which runs Dream Cruise weekend, Friday, August 19th. And then Saturday, we changed it up a bit, where we're involving car clubs in corrals, and we'll cover that in a few moments. Today, we're also going to talk about our American Speed Festival, and you saw in the video, it was very successful last year with celebrating Jim Hall and the Chaparrals, and this year we'll share with you the featured mark and who the new Master of Motorsports will be for 2022. We're going to touch on M1's philanthropic arm, our checkered flag challenge and the checkered flag ball, and what we're doing there to support Pontiac residents in the community. And then finally, we want to recognize some special guests and partners that are here today. First off, special thanks to the mayor of the city of Pontiac, Tim Greimel, at the back of the room. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for joining us today. Tim is also a kind of a diehard car fan, just like all of us, so we tend to see him out here from time to time trying to touch on some of the shows. In addition to that, there are a number of partners that have come out to support M1 and all the efforts that we've made, like the collection of cars in here. I was just talking with a gentleman, and we're like, well, this is the foundation to a pretty good car collection. Frankly, I'm not sure which one I would choose first or last, although trying to wax and clean that Lincoln sitting over there that's probably a two-man job, I'm guessing. But thank you for everyone that came out, some of the owners and collectors and even some of the folks from our garage community that are here to support this event. It shows just the passion and the interest. Not only do we have cars inside, but there's also a collection of cars outside. And those ones will actually be on the track a little bit later today, where if you want to ride along with some of these owners on the track and see what it's like to cruise in a 32 Ford or sit in a Ferrari Challenge race car, we can make that happen. So today and this morning, it's a very short and concise schedule. We're going to spend about 30 minutes in here. You'll hear from my boss, Tim McGrane, our CEO for the M1 Concourse, a few other selected guests. Then there's an opportunity for you to interview some of the owners and the collectors that are here, showcasing some of their cars. We've got food and beverage from one of our partners, Chris Belli's, right behind me. They brought out their food truck. So they're making pizzas as we go. So if you're hungry, please remember to stop by and visit those guys and enjoy yourselves. Here today, if you need some other interviews or some quotes, you can catch up with myself, Chris Pekorski, our Director of Marketing, or my boss and our CEO, Tim McGrane. So there are a number of people here with the M1 team. If you do have questions, comments, concerns, catch up with anybody that's got their name badge, and we'll answer your questions for you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my boss, Tim Greimel. Sorry. Mr. Mayor, you're up, if you'd like to say a few words. I knew I'd catch up eventually, right? Please welcome Mr. Mayor Tim Greimel. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for the opportunity to be here, and welcome to Pontiac, everybody. It's great to have all of you in attendance. We so appreciate M1 Concourse's investment in our community. We appreciate all of the garage owners' investments in our community. And this is all about having more signature events in Pontiac and making sure that we once again, as a community, become a destination for people from throughout Southeast Michigan, across the country, and indeed, when it comes to some of the events here at M1 Concourse, for people from across the world. And so again, I want to welcome all of you to Pontiac, and I want to thank M1 Concourse and all of the garage owners for their important investments in our community and for holding these signature events that honor Pontiac's automotive heritage while celebrating our exciting future that we have ahead of us. Many thanks again to all of you. Great to be here.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our entire team, I'd like to thank you all for coming to M1 Concourse and to hear what we have coming for 2022. It is my privilege to be CEO of M1 Concourse. I'm Tim McGrane. We just say, Tim said to do it. And sometimes I blame it on the mayor, and sometimes I get the blame for it. So anyway, you're in our new event center, for those of you who may not have been here before. This formally opened October of last year. And I think I should be doing something. There we go. Formally opened October last year. As much as it was designed around our performance track, it is not automotive exclusive. It's certainly designed to accommodate those in the automotive space, whether OEMs or Tier 1 suppliers, and we've already had a great event schedule so far. But it's open for private events, corporate events, social events of all sizes. This particular room is divided into 3 different sections, or can be divided into 3 different sections. So we're very proud of this new facility, which also gives us a year-round opportunity. Last year, the weather was on our side, and we were out in our pavilion tent. I'm really glad we're not using the pavilion tent this morning. So, as Dave mentioned, this year, our Cars and Coffee returns. We want a slightly different theme on it, spin on it this year, with theming each of the months. We still do welcome all classic, special interest, custom cars, but each month we put a theme to it, and we focus those themes on in our arena, dynamic arena space. So we're focusing on that. What we've also added this year to the Saturday morning is, following Cars and Coffee, we've introduced what we're calling Off the Grid Speaker Series. We're inviting automotive personalities from around the country to come and talk to us, or come and talk to you as guests, about different subjects. We start off, actually, our next one will be Herb Fischel. For those of you who don't know, Herb for 4 decades managed GM Performance. Sort of one of the greatest people in the racing world for American performance. He's going to come and talk to us about his career with GM Performance. Then it follows on with John Nikers. John is an automotive historian, an author. He's going to talk to us about automotive design. Brian Redman, a legendary driver from the sports car series. Brian's career actually spanned from the late 50s through to the middle 80s. But he's going to talk specifically about what he refers to as the dangerous decade. 1965 through 1975, where he drove factory GT40s, Porsche 908s, and Porsche 917s. It's wonderful to have Brian here. And then the incomparable Lynn St. James. If you've never met Lynn, she is a powerhouse, and still to this day. She started her career in sports cars, went to IndyCar racing, is one of only 11 women who have qualified and run at the Indianapolis 500. She ran there 9 times. The first woman to receive the Rookie of the Year award, and very much active to this day in promoting women in motorsports and the automotive world. And then we're closing out the season with Jay Ward. Jay is the creative director of the Cars franchise at Pixar. He's generally considered the guardian of cars because of his love and knowledge of the automobile. So it's an exciting addition to events that we have here at M1. Moving on. So each year, around July 4th, we do an event we call Cars Under the Stars Fireworks Spectacular. And this year it's returning.
and my pointer isn't going to cooperate, so we'll just, so that's returning, a wonderful event that we do here, very much community focused. We do it in the arena and around, so we basically fill the track up and use it as a big parking lot for people to enjoy fireworks and a car show during the day with lots of family activities. Moving on, new this year, we have partnered with a former IndyCar driver, Robbie Buell, with his Teen Street Skills program. Robbie has been doing this for a number of years, and it offers an advanced driver training program to students, and it's coming to M1, very much something we want to focus on for the students of City of Pontiac. I think it's a very important program for teens to learn how to properly drive a car as opposed to just getting behind the wheel and doing that sort of on-the-job training, which isn't quite as successful as some of them know. A brand new event to M1, and not one with horsepower. We are going to use the track for a cycling event. We are bringing what will be M1 Cycle Classic. It's going to come to M1 on July 17th. It is in the cycling racing world, it's called a criterium format. So we have the Michigan Bike Racing Association are coming here. We're going to do a full day on the Sunday of the Cycling Classic. And it's the same weekend the Detroit Athletic Club do their event on the Saturday. They do a road race. They call it the Detroit Cycle Championship around Tiger Stadium. So we're going to collaborate with them. We're going to do a full weekend of cycling in Metro Detroit. They're going to be downtown Detroit on the Saturday. We're going to be up here at the Pontiac end of Woodward Avenue on the Sunday. Returning to M1 Concourse will be Roadkill Nights. This is Dodge's event presented by Motor Trend that happens both in M1 and on Woodward Avenue. So for those of you who may not be aware, they actually close the section of Woodward Avenue immediately in front of M1 and do drag racing. It's going to be a single-day event on the Saturday, and they take over, and we partner with the Motor Trend group on this event, and they take over the entire facility here. So that is returning to M1. And again, very much that particular event, as with all events, is to focus in another signature event coming to the City of Pontiac. So our two signature events this year. First, we are very pleased to announce that we have just recently signed a multi-year partnership that Comerica Bank will be the presenting sponsor of both our Woodward Dream Show and our American Speed Festival. And I would like to say a thank you to Yvonne Stacheski. Yvonne, thank you very much for helping us with that program with Comerica. We look forward to long-term partnership with Comerica Bank. Obviously, certainly a company that knows the importance of connecting with the public with all that they already do in the Metro Detroit area. So Dave said our Woodward Dream Show is going to be our Friday this year, just a single day, and we are going to celebrate three particular marks. This year marks the 90th anniversary of the 32 Ford Model B, the iconic Deuce, probably the car that's been most transformed into hot rods and very much defined that early era of the hot rod culture. We will have a special display of 32 historic and significant 32 Fords, along with a total of 90 all told on the property to represent the 90 years of that particular model. It's also 100 years of the Lincoln brand. And in the world of hot rods, there are sort of two models that most represent the hot rodding culture. The Lincoln Zephyr, which started life as almost a car that looked like it had been customized from the 30s and 40s. So we're going to represent it with the Lincoln Zephyrs. And as we have an example here and outside, the mid-60s Continentals. Definitely sort of the resto mod world, one of the most popular cars just recently that's been transitioned into sort of its own car culture in that right. And as we're in the city of Pontiac, we always try to tie in one of the Pontiac brands. And this year it's 55 years of the Firebird. Again, another example here and outside. So we're going to represent 55 years of the Pontiac Firebird. As David mentioned, what we're adding this year, Jim, thank you for doing your best Vanna impersonation over there. This year we're adding on the Saturday, we are not necessarily doing an event, but what we're doing with M1 is we have invited or will be inviting car clubs to come and use M1 as a platform for their car clubs to gather, and then, as they want to during the day, go out and cruise if they so desire. But what we're also doing, we've arranged, again, with the cooperation of the city, is we're going to do a morning parade. So we will have about 200 cars from these invited car clubs that will leave M1 and have an escorted parade from M1, looping through Pontiac. They'll stop in downtown Pontiac for a photo opportunity, and then come back here, return back here to M1. At the moment, we have about 22 car clubs that have already expressed their interest in participating, and that's what we'll be doing on Saturday, August 20th. Our American Dream Show. We started it last year, and we were extremely fortunate to have the Chaparral cars here and to recognize Jim Hall as our inaugural Master of Motorsports. This year, we are celebrating 60 years of Shelby American. Probably one, again, from an American car point of view, there's probably nothing more iconic than Shelby, both in its day and in present day. It's a brand, it's a passion that what Carroll Shelby started in the 60s has kept going. So we're offering that. What we're also going to do is represent 75 years of Ferrari. It's just coincidental they have two sort of anniversary numbers. We're not doing a Ford versus Ferrari, but you can't have the iconic mark from Maranello, have 75 years and not recognizing it. So again, we'll represent it with cars like the Enzo we have there and other historic cars on track during American Speed Festival. Our Master of Motorsports Award recipient is going to be the legendary designer, Peter Brock. For those of you who may not be familiar with Peter, he has got an extensive career. He was a natural choice for the Shelby year because he was responsible for designing a car called the Shelby Daytona Coupe. And it was with that car that Shelby went to win the FIA World Championship. The first American manufacturer to win that World Championship, and to date, the only American manufacturer that has won that championship. So Peter has certainly a legacy position in the car design world. Peter is going to be honored at our Saturday evening event. It's our Checkered Flag Ball. It raises money it's a fundraiser for Checkered Flag Foundation. And Checkered Flag Foundation has created an initiative called M1 Mobility. And they partner with the Pontiac Community Foundation on this program. I'm going to take this opportunity to invite Dustin McClellan, CEO of the Pontiac Community Foundation, to come and tell us a bit about M1 Mobility.
Good morning. What a delight it is to be back here with our friends at M1 Concourse, and I'm so grateful for Tim and the entire team for having us out. I'm Dustin McClellan, founder and chief executive officer of the Pontiac Community Foundation. Our mission is to build a brighter future for Pontiac by engaging philanthropy, leadership, and collaboration to tackle Pontiac's most pressing issues. One of those issues is transportation. More than 10,000 Pontiac residents do not have regular access to transportation. And about a year ago, myself and Therese Latoff, chair of the Checkered Flag Challenge Foundation, began a discussion about how we might work together, partner together to create some solutions to this issue of lack of access to transportation. And that conversation culminated during the Checkered Flag Ball, where more than $100,000 was given to support the M1 Mobility Initiative. And the M1 Mobility Initiative has been now on the road for a number of months, helping to provide transportation for a number of individuals in Pontiac. You'll see today 2 vehicles of our fleet that are here outside you can take a look at. And we are quickly expanding the fleet and expanding the program. And as of right now, we are servicing a number of organizations. Accent Pontiac, which helps provide musical instruction to kids after school. Sheriff Powell, Youth Recreation Program, Center for Success, Literacy Initiative, Identify Your Dream, providing mental health awareness to those that have been exposed to violence and trauma. And then the City of Pontiac Senior Centers, helping our seniors get better access to activities. All of these programs are helping to enrich the quality of life of Pontiac residents, and we are so delighted to be partnered with M1 Concourse and the Checkered Flag Challenge Foundation to do just that. And this year, we will have the second of the Checkered Flag Challenge balls, and I'm so delighted that on Saturday, October 1st, we'll be able to gather again in this venue for a time of reception and dinner, of course, with our honoree, Peter Brock, that was just mentioned. We will also have a live auction. All of the information about this event can be found at checkeredflagchallenge.org, the tickets, sponsorships, all of the various information that is there. It's going to be a Texas to Detroit theme, Denim and Diamonds theme, and so it's sure to be a fun night, fun evening for everyone to be there, and of course, thinking of the people of Pontiac that are in need and raising dollars to meet those most pressing needs that are right here at hand. And today, we are very privileged to unveil the signature artwork for this year's Checkered Flag Ball. That artwork being put together courtesy of Nicholas Rousselet, and it is the artwork featuring the 1964 Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. And at this time, we're going to unveil that artwork here together.
Just before we unveil the artwork, we do want to show you a brief video from a longer interview that we did with Peter. There's other pieces of this video available for those that may be interested, but we just want to show you just a quick brief part of the video interview with Peter.
2022 is certainly quite a year for you. Earlier this year, you were inducted into the Motorsports Hall of Fame in Daytona, Florida. This June, you come to Detroit, you get the Eyes on Design Lifetime Design Award. And then later in the year at our American Speed Festival, we're going to recognize you as our Master of Motorsport. So exciting year for you. Maybe just sort of tell us a little bit how the years look or how it's been so far.
Well, this is an incredible year, obviously, and the Eyes on Design Award will be, one that's selected by my peers in the design industry. So that one is, very important to me. So, all of these awards are just coming at once, and it's a great honor. I'm just blown away.
Well, we're certainly privileged that you're coming out to our American Speed Festival. That's now sort of changed to obviously a place that you work that dominated a significant part of your career, but I think from a history point of view is probably the one that most people know you are, and that's working for Carroll Shelby and working at Shelby American literally at the very early days. That had to be a complete departure from what you experienced at GM. How was it? Tell us about Carroll and tell us about the early days of Shelby American.
Well, I had left General Motors because at that time, my main goal in life was to become a race driver. At that time, before you could get a license with the SCCA, you had to be 21. So I worked at General Motors until I was 21 and then decided I was going to go back and concentrate on being a race driver. So during that period of time, I had bought a basket case ex-Le Mans Cooper and spent the year rebuilding it and hooked it up behind my Volkswagen bus and towed it back out to California and prepared to go racing. So while there, I'd gotten to know a guy who became very, very prominent in Southern California racing. A guy named Max Balchowski, who became a mentor of mine, and I ended up working for him, chasing parts during the day. Carroll, of course, in 1959 had won Le Mans and wanted to continue his career. He'd announced his retirement. He had a heart problem, but he wanted to run the last few races. So he had come to Max's shop asking to drive the old Yeller Special, which was a Buick-powered Special that was very, very competitive with all the top Ferrari and Maserati teams in California at that time. And that's how I got to know Carroll. He came into the shop all the time, and began to tell me about some of his dreams about building a new car, and also about his desire to start a school for race drivers. And to make a long story short, he asked me to run his school for race drivers, which was out at Riverside Raceway, and that eventually coincided with the development of the first Cobra. So I did a lot of the development on the very first Cobra.
Okay, well, that was a lot of information to digest very quickly. So let me kind of give you the next steps of what we're going to do moving forward. So there are a couple of ways that we want to spread the word about how people can get involved with the M1 Concourse. We actually have an ambassador program that we started last year. And I'm proud to share with you that we have now over 100 different ambassadors that have signed up to be a part of and work our events. And the reason we call them ambassadors over volunteers is these people really have become an extension of the M1 brand, not just our signature events, but all the things that we stand for. And very often, the folks that wear these ambassador shirts and are helping with parking, helping with transportation, ticketing, information, directing where show cars should be. They're the ones that are coming in contact with our guests first before a lot of our corporate staff. We do some extensive training with them. We embrace them as best we can. We keep them busy. We feed and water them all the time. But these folks have really taken a step beyond being a volunteer, and that's why we refer to them as ambassadors. And every time we do an event, we get more folks that come in. Some are retired, some are car owners, some have active jobs and just want to work the weekends. But what we're finding is that they all want to be a part of the M1 car culture. So we've made a real effort at growing that. We've been fairly successful. Some of them even come from other car clubs. Where you heard about with the Dream Cruise coming up on Saturday, the August 20th, besides just doing a parade, we've opened up the entire concourse to car clubs at no cost to them to come in as a big group, park, enjoy Dream Cruise weekend, come and go as much as they want. So it's really helping kind of grow that brand and car culture. We'll be around, myself, Tim, McGrane, Dustin, Chris, to answer questions. Chris, oh yeah, gift bags. Thank you. We do have some takeaways and gift bags for some of you. If you need to step away, please visit our registration desk where you came in. We've got a thank you gift for coming on out. Before we break you off and allow you to go for some rides, get something to eat from Chris Belli's, I do want to recognize some of the car owners and collectors that are here in no particular order. Over to my right here with this Shelby Daytona Coupe, William Deary loaded up the car this morning and brought it out from the Carroll collection. Kip Sheward is here. He's at the back of the room. He brought out the Enzo Ferrari and the 427 Shelby. Kurt and Leah Bennett are here from RM Motorsports. They've got that beautiful Lola T70. And then outside, they even have an LMP1 car that Craig will do some demonstration laps if any of you want to see that car in action and get up close to what a 800 horsepower LMP1 car looks like. It's pretty awesome to see it in motion. A few other folks that need some recognition over here with the all-original Pontiac Firebird convertible is Gordon Heidecker. Adam Janai from Mob Steel is at the back of the room. There's Adam. Thank you so much for bringing out your fleet of Lincolns today. He's got one on display here, which I can't imagine the hours it takes to clean up, but he's also got a few out trackside. So if you want to cruise in one of those custom hot rod Lincolns, you'll have a chance to do that. The final car here inside on display, Ken Lingenfelter is here. This is one of the few times I think that we've seen Ken driving something that had a blue Ford Oval on it, but it has a Chevy under the hood. So it was a hard press to get him to bring it out, but it's just an incredible hot rod. Speaking of hot rods, a fellow that's new to the M1 family, Gordy Olson, brought out his 32 Ford hot rod that's out there. That is an all-original car. It's only been owned by 2 families. Gordy's the second person that's owned it, but that car was originally built in 1961 by the sons of the grandfather that bought the car originally in Chicago in 1932. So that is a survivor, all-original hot rod. Frank Mosheri is here, one of our garage owners, who also brought out his 488 Challenge Evo. Joe Cawley is here. He brought out that absolutely beautiful Ferrari Roma that's in our foyer there. I did see Matt Gottfried is running around with Mike Golling. They are partners of our Cars and Coffee and supporters of our events. So thanks for coming on out. Oh, Larry Rogers. Where's Larry? I saw him somewhere. There he is. Larry brought out his 1969 Shelby GT350, which is absolutely breathtaking. So thanks for dragging that one out of the garage today. Hopefully the heat was working in it. Originally he was going to bring out a convertible, and he opted for the hardtop, which I guess I can't blame him for that one. And I think I got everybody. So moving, what else I missed him? Oh, RM, I'm sorry. Did I get RM? Maybe not. RM, the Bennetts are here, so if you want to see that T70 up close for RM Motorsports, Craig will definitely open up the hood, the doors, get you up and close to a proper race car that has, well, Le Mans history to it. Anyways, folks, at this point, we're around to answer questions. You're more than welcome to grab something to eat. Check out the slot car track. If you want to see some of the cars in motion, the owners will be near those cars. A few of them you can ride in. A couple of them will just be doing some display laps. So thanks again for joining us today here at the M1 Concourse, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Hello. Those of you that have signed up for a track experience or would like a ride, are members of the media and one of the hot rods outside, please make your way out the doors on the left, and you'll be directed either to a M1 fleet car or one of the hot rods for a race speed at track experience lap. Also, food is directly out the back door to the right. Thank you.